Ice-cold water is suddenly thrown in your face, tearing you out of your stupor. The pain makes itself known again, swamping your senses. A pale, misshapen figure looms ahead of you, a glowing tip of red-hot iron in its hand. You hear yourself croak out a plea. Please, I don't know anymore. A guttural voice responds with a wheezing laugh. I know. The iron touches you, so hot that it feels cold. The sound of your own screams fill your ears, while the smell of burning flesh and hair fill your nostrils. The spirit of a paladin lies stretched upon a rack, all four limbs pulled tautly away from his torso. His right shoulder suddenly bulges and pops as his arm dislocates. His mouth gapes open as he screams. To your ears, it sounds like a distant echo from the other side of the valley.
Every time, God woken. Why can't I just kill you? It doesn't matter. He'll fetch me like he always has. He won't deny me his glory, his presence, his scent. Has he not simply told you by now? Are you sure you're God woken? That head of yours is awfully empty for a wannabe divine. Shouldn't you be wise or something? He comes.
What's that there? Anything interesting?
The Black Ring's operating from right inside Justinia's court. Their spy's been bending her ear, driving the strife. She ain't just working for her own gain, but for theirs.
Do you have any idea who this spy is? If that's what your gut is telling you, then go with it. If we're to eliminate the Black Ring, we need to eliminate her.
What's that there?
Black Ring's operating.
Do you have any idea who this spy... If that's what your gut's telling you, then go with it. If we're to eliminate the Black Ring...
Well, this place is, welcoming, isn't it? Well, let's just say, not good. I don't even know what to say.
Ifan pauses, staring hard at the ground. He roars, a fierce, mad glint sparkling in his eyes.
All this time, to think I'd failed. To think I just didn't get there in time. When the truth of it is I was sent on a suicide mission. The Divine. No excuses. There's nothing divine about one who could do that. I can't forgive him. And I can't forgive myself for trusting him. It's a mistake I can never make up for. And one I'll never make again. Well, this place is, welcoming, isn't it? I saw the mass death caused by the Divine Order's war firsthand. If Divinity can do the opposite of that, I'm interested. And if it can't, what good is it? You're right. The gods may be dead, but we still live. That has to mean something.
Ifan shrugs and turns to survey the environment, squinting into the distance.
I think we should find out what it is.
Ifan claps you on the shoulder and beams at you, affection for you plain in his eyes.
Please, go ahead. And I remember saying I'd probably never tell you. Then again, why not? I suppose some stories were always meant to be told. So, here goes. No, hang on.
She retrieves a small flask from her backpack, uncorks it, and takes a big swig. Tears stream from her eyes as she offers you the flask.
They're tears of joy, I assure you. Here, have some joy.
You drink. It burns. Soon the tears run down your cheeks as well.
Not bad, is it? So good it has us crying like babies. Now then, the epic of The Master and the Scar. Sounds like a melodramatic opera. There was, of course, some singing involved. It began when I woke in the dark room. He removed my blindfold, and still I did not see. He himself was darker than any shadow, but I could hear him. Hear him give orders to another, Stingtail. How he came to regret the actions he performed that day. The Master bid the dream a dream, and so he did. He sat there. I could feel his hands upon my cheeks. He trembled, as if in pain. I didn't know what was going on until quite suddenly, his right hand became a flame. I screamed as he traced the design of the scar into my searing flesh, but I could not move, not an inch. And all the while, the Master looked on in darkest silence. No, I'm quite all right, but thank you. So, once the scarring was over, and the pain began to fade, the training began. With words, whistles, snaps of the fingers even, the Master could make me obey his every command. Young, strong, smart. You know I don't exactly lack in qualities. It didn't take him long to train me in the arts of stealth, subterfuge, and assassination. It shakes me little now, all too little. But that first time, that first real kill, it was such stuff as nightmares are made on. I had now lived in the dark for what might as well have been years. I was in a wood, but the trees there were sick. grey, leafless hydras sticking out of ashen earth. There were no stars that night. She sat, shivering beside a fire. I was nervous. I had to chase her. My hand hated itself, tried to resist, but there is no resisting the Master's song. My stabs weren't as mercifully exact as they should have been. I had to bring down the needle again and again as her screams flooded the forest with terror. When it was done, I crawled back to the Master, broken, crept back into the box, and through its cold black lid, he told me I had done well. Next time, I'd do better. You understand me completely. With the needle, I'll kill him. And with the needle, I'll strike his name from my skin. The bastard will be master no longer. The very best.
She cocks her head ever so slightly and eyes you as innocently as a kitten.
Why? Don't tell me you disagree. Thank you. I quite agree, and I'm sure I'll have mercy on you when I'm a goddess. You, but a mortal at my feet. In all seriousness, though, the prospect both tickles and terrifies me. I mean, divinity. Will it be a blessing or a burden? Would we be truly omnipotent, or merely the servants of an unruly universe, as desperate for control as we are now? And then there's the question that makes me shiver most of all. Would we still be ourselves? Would I remain Sibyl, or would my mortal soul die upon gaining divine immortality? Take the plunge and don't look back, huh? As good a plan as any, I presume.
She sighs and closes her eyes, then smiles her easy smile.
Such a silly game we play, to be a god. It's quite wasted on mortals, if you ask me. We are all of us too blemished to become immaculate.
Well, this all looks familiar. Large, although we did not... It is not enough for... I mean, at this point, it's just tacky. It certainly has that air to it. Whatever place this... We must access the Council of Seven.
The gem feels both extremely hot and extremely cold, and yet sits comfortably in your hand. Within the crimson crystal, a galaxy of stars seems to twinkle, and beyond the stars lies a strange and wondrous realm. The stars swirl and move, and form a face, the face of an imp.
Looky, looky, looky here! What's red and black and blue all over? Wrongly, 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 wrong! Your eye decides. Your eye! Now, looky, looky, looky here! If you have 3 eyes and take away 1, how many eyes are there? Last chance! How many eyes? Wrongly, 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 wrong! How many eyes are there in all the planes? Countless! Countless eyes! And I...
The imp's face shatters into a billion stars once...
Nice.
Looky, looky, looky here! Ah, all right. Rightly, 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 right. Ah, very rightly, right. Come inside.
The face dissolves, and the stars begin to swirl. And so too does your head, as you are taken to...
Always wanted to see an impish pocket.
Me too. This is fascinating.
My, my! A whole world inside one little glass nut. The perfect place to hide. Though would a potted plant be too much to ask for?
The machine is manipulating time itself. I'm in a hurry here.
Love is not the answer. A chicken is not the answer. Answer search continues. An acorn is not. A dream is not the answer. Hostile threat detected. Executing operator extirpation in 3, 2... Extirpation aborted. Returning to primary task. On touching the glowing ball of light, text appears before your eyes. Threat de-escalated. Returning to primary task. Answer search running. What is the universe? Answer not yet found. Search incomplete. Estimated search time 358,910,227 years. Estimated search time 358,910,227 years. Abnormal seismic activity threatened primary task operations. Operator sabotage suspected. To protect core functionality and data retention, first-level security measures were activated. Operator submitted override string. Large quadrupeds are playing with the framing device. The likelihood of quadrupeds having the capacity of play was calculated at 1 in 2. The likelihood of an operator lying about quadrupeds shaking the framing device was also calculated at 1 in 2. Operator's manner and language indicated hostility to the machine. Operator was identified as most likely primary threat. Extirpation was deemed the safest and most logical action. Threat de-escalated, returning to primary task. Answer search running. Infinity is not the answer. From the size and shape of the spirit, you deduce that this is, or was, an imp. From its expression, you deduce that it's not very happy about being dead. You are Marasaken the engineer. You keep the machine running and focused on its primary task. Just as your ancestors did, you await the answer to the great question: what is the universe? But the machine only knows what the universe is not. It searches for the right answer by eliminating the wrong ones. You expect the process to be complete soon. Any millennium now, in fact. But recently, you've been getting the impression that the machine, well, it just doesn't trust you. You are Marasaken, the engineer. After long years of quiet work, the gem falls into the jaws of two great black ring wargs, who treat it as a toy. The machine suspects you of sabotage and responds in self-defense. You flee to the one place where you know you will be safe from the death fog and the rock fire. But before you can plan your rush to the core, where you'll apply the failsafe, a falling object hits you on the head. In a flash, you are dead, but still your objective burns in your mind. Get to the great ball of light at the core of the machine and turn off its defenses. Order is not the answer. Answer search continues. reach out to touch the altar. Its cold surface a curious foil to the thrumming and clanging metal that surrounds you. Your vision clouds, your head swims, and when the fog clears, you are still standing in the Imp Temple. You look around in confusion. This doesn't seem right. There's a cough behind you. Turning, you see Zanteza. Not some allegorical figure, not some awe-inspiring god, just her. She's leaning against one of the struts on the platform, taking you in.
Moon!
She throws you a casual salute, turns and walks away. Your vision of her slowly fades into nothing. You reach out to touch the altar. The altar sits there, a moon. On touching the glowing ball of light, text appears before your eyes. Threat de-escalated. Returning to primary task. Answer search running.